Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news. Hey Giants fans, hold on to your hats because the offseason just got a whole lot more interesting, and it's all revolving around one of the biggest potential moves in recent NFL history, Justin Herbert potentially donning the blue and red. Now I know what you're thinking, Herbert, for the Giants. Yep, that's right. Rumors have been swirling, and sources close to Adam Schefter suggest that there's a serious, almost finalized negotiation happening between the Giants and the Los Angeles Chargers. The buzz is that New York is attempting to acquire Herbert in a blockbuster trade that could reshape the franchise's future. And let me tell you, if this deal goes through, it might be one of the most significant quarterback moves we've seen in a long time. Sources indicate that the Giants are offering a package that includes first-round picks in the 2026 and 2027 drafts, plus a second-round pick that could be conditional. The Chargers, on the other hand, are in a full rebuild mode after finishing 7-10 in 2025, so they're open to moving on from their star quarterback. Herbert, who's been lighting up the league since he was drafted in 2020, could be the franchise savior the Giants desperately need. I mean, the guy has a cannon for an arm, throwing rockets like guided missiles, and he's only 27 years old. This could be exactly what Big Blue needs to take that next step and finally get back to the Super Bowl. Now, some insiders close to the situation are saying that the deal is about 92% done. But of course, nothing is official until it's inked. Still, the momentum is undeniable. Herbert, with his impressive career stats, over 2,500 passing yards, 142 touchdowns, 62 interceptions, and a completion rate of nearly 67%, has been one of the most exciting quarterbacks in the league. His 2025 season was pretty stellar, throwing for around 200 yards, 28 touchdowns, and just 10 interceptions, despite battling a shoulder injury late in the season. His ability to throw deep, 52% accuracy on passes over 20 yards, evokes memories of Aaron Rodgers, and many believe he's capable of surpassing 500 yards a year with the right offensive system. The Chargers, meanwhile, are in a tricky spot. They have about $22 million in cap space for 2026, but their defense was a sieve last year, allowing 27 points per game. They're in dire need of upgrades on the offensive line, which scored poorly in PFF grades, around 58.6. Plus, they're looking to reset their QB plans after shifting gears with the potential departure of Herbert. Moving on from Herbert would free up $48 million in cap space, giving them much-needed flexibility to rebuild their roster through the draft or free agency and focus on developing a new quarterback. So what does this mean for the Giants? Well, a lot. If the trade goes through, it would instantly elevate the team from a 5-12 squad in 2025 to a serious playoff contender. Right now, Daniel Jones has been serviceable but inconsistent, completing only about 59% of his passes for 6-8 yards per attempt. With Herbert at the helm, the Giants' offense could explode, jumping from near the bottom of the league to top 10, maybe even top 5. The impact on the offense would be massive. Herbert's ability to extend plays, hit deep shots, and make quick decisions would open up the field for Saquon Barkley, who's already proven to be a dominant back with over 100 rushing yards and 3 yards per carry in 2025. And let's talk about the potential upgrade in the passing game. Herbert's presence would mean fewer sacks. His pocket awareness and mobility would cut sack numbers by about 20%. His play-action game, combined with Barkley's rushing threat, could boost the Giants' big play percentage by around 19%. That's a significant leap that could turn the Giants into one of the most explosive offenses in the league. It's reminiscent of the Stafford trade in 2021 that transformed the Rams' offense and led them to a Super Bowl. Herbert's addition could do the same, making the Giants a team that defenses dread facing. Now, I want to highlight some numbers that really put this potential trade into perspective. Comparing Herbert to Daniel Jones, the difference in yards per attempt alone is about 16 yards. Herbert's throwing nearly 4 yards on average compared to Jones's 6.8. Plus, Herbert's EPA, expected points added, per dropback is around plus 0.28, which is elite level. These are the kinds of numbers that turn an average offense into a powerhouse, and that's exactly what the Giants need to make a serious push in the NFC. And speaking of the playoff implications, the odds of the Giants making a deep run skyrocket with Herbert. Currently, their Super Bowl odds sit at around plus 500, according to DraftKings, which is a huge jump from plus 15, 0 before these rumors started to circulate. His deep ball with a 52% accuracy rate for passes over 20 yards could be the difference maker in tight playoff games, especially against tough divisional opponents like the Eagles. His ability to extend plays and hit those game-changing throws in critical moments could turn close games into W's. Of course, this move isn't just about upgrading the roster. It's about changing the culture, about making a statement that the Giants are serious contenders again. Herbert's leadership, talent, and arm strength would inspire the entire team, from the offensive line to the skilled players. It would also send a message to the NFC East that the Giants aren't just looking to compete, they're aiming to dominate. Deep dive into the Giants, recent history and future outlook. To fully appreciate the potential magnitude of this move, we need to understand the recent history of the Giants, their struggles, and the potential for resurgence. The Giants, established as a franchise in 1925, boast a storied history filled with triumphs, including 4 Super Bowl championships, 1986, 1990, 2007, 2011. The 2007 and 2011 titles, in particular, showcase the franchise's ability to find clutch quarterbacks, Eli Manning being the centerpiece who famously led improbable comebacks and delivered 2 Super Bowl MVP performances. In recent years, however, the Giants have struggled to find consistent quarterback play. Since Manning's retirement in 2019, the team has attempted to rebuild around young talent, but inconsistencies at the quarterback position have hampered their ability to develop a true winning culture. Daniel Jones, drafted 6th overall in 2019, has shown flashes of brilliance, but has been plagued by turnovers, injuries, and inconsistency. His best season, 2022, saw him throw for 205 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions in 16 games, with a passer rating of 92.5. While that was promising, many fans and analysts felt the team needed a more dynamic, explosive quarterback to take the offense to the next level. The Giants' offense in 2025 was a mixed bag. They finished 20th in total offense, averaging roughly 330 yards per game, but struggled with red zone efficiency and big plays. The passing attack was ranked 22nd in yards per game, and their total points scored was just shy of 330, reflecting their inability to consistently capitalize on scoring opportunities. Their offensive line was a concern, ranked 18th in pass protection, giving up 42 sacks during the season. The running game, led by Saquon Barkley, was effective but inconsistent, especially after injuries sidelined key blockers. Defensively, the Giants maintained their identity as a gritty unit under coach Brian Daboll, finishing 12th in points allowed, around 21.5 per game. They had a solid pass rush, with players like Kayvon Thibodeaux emerging as disruptive forces. However, their secondary struggled against deep passes, which became a vulnerability late in the season. The team's main challenge has always been consistency on both sides of the ball, and that's why adding a generational talent like Herbert could be a game-changer. Expectations and long-term impact. Looking ahead, the expectations for the Giants, should they land Herbert, are sky-high. The franchise is eager to return to its winning ways, and with a young, dynamic quarterback like Herbert, they could become NFC contenders for years to come. The core of the roster, including Barkley, Xavier McKinney, Dexter Lawrence, and Andrew Thomas, is already talented and ascending. The addition of Herbert would not only elevate their offensive capabilities, but also inspire confidence and leadership within the locker room. From a strategic standpoint, the Giants would likely shift to a more aggressive, downfield-oriented offense. With Herbert's arm strength and accuracy, they could implement more play-action passes, deep shots, and quick-hit routes designed to maximize yards after catch. This would diversify their offensive attack, making it more unpredictable and difficult for defenses to scheme against. In terms of defense, the Giants would still need to address secondary depth and pass rush consistency, but the added offensive firepower would help keep their defense fresh by controlling possession and reducing the pressure on their secondary. Moreover, a quarterback like Herbert known for extending plays and making clutch throws under pressure, would elevate the entire team's confidence and resilience during playoff runs. Deep analyses and player profiles, let's take a moment to analyze some key players involved in this potential scenario. Justin Herbert, often compared to Philip Rivers for his pocket presence and arm talent, has developed into one of the league's premier quarterbacks. His 2023 season, albeit interrupted by injury, saw him throw for 200 yards, 28 touchdowns, and a 67% completion rate. His ability to throw deep, 52% accuracy over 20 yards, and his 4 yards per attempt make him a constant threat downfield. On the other hand, Daniel Jones has been a polarizing figure. His 2025 season saw him complete 59% of his passes for 600 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions, with a passer rating of 85.4. While he has athleticism and mobility, rushing for 708 yards and 7 touchdowns, his inconsistency and turnover issues have limited his ceiling. Herbert's arrival would instantly raise the bar, transforming the offense from a middling unit into a potent scoring machine. Saquon Barkley, the centerpiece of the Giants' rushing attack, would benefit immensely from a more competent passing game. His 2025 stat line of 130 rushing yards and 3 yards per carry was solid, but defenses often keyed on him, especially when the passing game was predictable. With Herbert's ability to threaten defenses vertically, Barkley would find more running lanes and opportunities to break big runs. The offensive line, featuring players like Andrew Thomas, would need to step up to protect Herbert's more aggressive style of play. Herbert's pocket awareness, he's been sacked around 2.8 times per game in his career, and mobility, recording a 4.3-second 40-yard dash during his pro day, would help mitigate pressure, but upgrades on the line would be essential for sustained success. The broader NFL context, this potential trade also has significant implications in the league's broader landscape. The Chargers, currently in a rebuilding phase, would aim to maximize value for Herbert, who has been one of the league's most productive and exciting quarterbacks since his rookie year. Moving on from him could signal a shift toward a rebuild, especially if they draft a young quarterback like Caleb Williams or Drake May in the upcoming draft. For the Giants, acquiring Herbert would be an aggressive move, signaling a clear intent to contend immediately. It would also set a precedent for how they approach franchise quarterback investments, emphasizing talent and upside over draft picks. This move could reshape their strategic philosophy, aligning with the modern NFL trend of trading high-value assets for proven young quarterbacks. The NFC East, historically one of the league's most competitive divisions, would be shaken up significantly. The Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders are all vying for supremacy, and the addition of Herbert would tilt the balance in favor of the Giants, especially if they can supplement him with improvements on defense and offensive line. Expectations for the 2024 season and beyond looking forward. If the Giants acquire Herbert, the immediate goal would be to build a potent offense that can challenge defenses across the league. The 2024 season would likely focus on integrating Herbert into the offensive scheme, building chemistry with the likes of Barkley, rookie wide receivers, and tight end Darren Waller. The coaching staff, led by Brian Daboll, would tailor the offense to Herbert's strengths, deep throws, quick reads, and play action. In the longer term, having Herbert as the franchise quarterback could lead to multiple deep playoff runs, including potential Super Bowl appearances. The team's window would be considered open for at least 4-6 years, given Herbert's age and the team's core talent. The Giants would also look to add complementary pieces, perhaps a veteran receiver or a top-tier cornerback, to round out their championship roster. Final thoughts and fan engagement in conclusion. The potential acquisition of Justin Herbert by the New York Giants represents a seismic shift in the NFL landscape. It's a move that could instantly transform the franchise's fortunes, elevate their offensive ceiling, and set them up for sustained success. While the deal is still in the rumor phase, the implications are enormous, and fans should prepare for a very exciting offseason. So, Giants fans, what's your take? Are you excited about the possibility of Herbert leading Big Blue? Do you think this move can finally bring a Super Bowl back to New York? Or do you believe there are better strategies to rebuild the franchise? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. Your voice matters and your passion fuels this community. Remember to subscribe for more in-depth coverage, insider news, and expert analysis on your favorite team. The NFL offseason is always unpredictable, but one thing is for sure. The Giants are always in the mix, always fighting for that Lombardi trophy. Stay tuned, stay loud, and let's see what the future holds for Big Blue. The offseason just got a whole lot more thrilling, and it's shaping up to be one of the most memorable chapters in Giants history. Character count, 10, 115.